What kind of training was it? What did they bring back from that, and how are they already using that?
Well, we all went also to training, but we did the IB coordinator training. So we learned how to meet the deadlines and implementing the program. The teachers learn how to write those unit plans. How are they going to network with those other teachers and make those unit plans? We, as coordinators, have to put a lot of faith in our teachers and trust in our teachers. We've seen unit plans, we've seen sort of the basics on how to write them, but they really teach those subject area teachers, this is what it should look like. So we have to instill our faith in them to make sure that it is, what the IB wants it to look like and the requirements to help us become a candidate school.
And how do you communicate with your teachers as far as building up the program as you go through the process? What meetings do you have? Today I stepped in the middle of your IB coordinator meeting to do this interview, but so you all meet frequently to talk about the process as a district. What do you do in your schools to carry down that process?
Well, what I take from learning from these wonderful ladies, I take back to my school and I talk to them. I do a lot of PD after school. My boss is very nice and letting me take like maybe a half hour once a month, and then I do something to introduce teachers. I also meet with the teachers on team meetings twice a month, and we begin to talk about the learner profile descriptions, and we start to implement those. Just a lot of, we really have a lot going on right now, so I'm trying not to overload them with meetings, and like we said, we're just kind of getting them the understanding of IB, so we're just getting it out as much as we can, putting things out on on our website, putting things up on the walls, talking to them, sending them emails, and communicating in that way.
And
sure.
The important thing is that we're showing them that IB isn't here and what they're learning and all the new programs here. What we're trying to show them that IB is part of what they are doing with the students now, that it's not a standalone, it's something that's enhancing the programs that they're bringing into the district. So, like you said, they've got a lot on their plate. We're not putting something more, we're making it more palatable.
We're blending it together.
We're blending it. And that's what we meet weekly at our school. And part of it is I work real close with our interventionist. So I see what she's doing, and then I put in the IB twist with it, and so that they can see that, no, we're not learning two different things. This is one big, successful program that we're putting together.
And are all teachers participating in your schools?
All participating, plus our support staff, plus our secretary, plus our principal. Everyone within the school needs to know. Each student needs to know. And then we meet with the parents. We meet with them monthly at their parent-teacher meetings to get them involved, because when it comes time to get authorized, anyone within those four walls is a candidate for questioning for getting the authorization for our school.
And what does the authorization, once that time comes, that involves a visit?
It involves a visit with a panel, and they go through and check the different points. They check with all the staff. They'll take students out. They'll look for any parent volunteers, make sure that we're meeting all the standards and requirements within the International Baccalaureate. And then they take it back to Geneva, and all the information that they've gathered they don't share with us. We won't find out until Geneva has received the information and they've made their decision. And then we will be an authorized school, and we'll be recognized internationally, and we'll be able to display their IB logo.
Sure. Kind of a nerve-wracking process.
Yes. But it's what we want to build our community, it's what we need to build our schools, and it's going to put our district right there on top where people are going to want to move in. It's going to make our students more sellable. They're going to be able to compete not only in the shops in Illinois, they're not only going to be able to work in New York, they'll be able to go anywhere internationally, and that will be recognized that they have been trained and taught in a superior way.
We've talked a little bit about how you're working with teachers to get them involved in the process. As IB coordinators, talk a little bit about what your job is to not only oversee that, but to also communicate with parents and the community as you prepare for those community service projects.
I think one of the things that we do at our school, I've talked at some of the different meetings that we've had with the staff, and also one of our goals is to get into the classroom. So we're looking towards going into the rooms and actually introducing it to the kids as well. Especially at the primary level, it's important that they understand what it is that we're doing and how it's going to affect them, and also the vocabulary. A lot of the learner profile information is new vocabulary for the students, but something that I think will help them bring it to the community and their parents as well. So I think right now at Charter Oak, our next goal is really to bring it to the students and have them take some ownership of that, and then bring it to the community.
Have you had many questions from parents here at Trewyn as far as what IB is, or?
Not many. We had a great turnout at our back to school night, but there wasn't a lot. They were really focused on getting in to meet the teachers because the school was so brand new and remodeled that they really dispersed.
And so how do you go from here now as you keep working to implement that and making contact? Is it basically through the students?
Through the students, and hopefully back at parent-teacher conferences, I'll have more of a chance. Maybe if they're waiting, to meet with that teacher, I can really grab some of them, and with middle school if they're waiting for their time. And then I think we'll all probably have some kind of a parent night, where it's really kind of a big, like, this is where it's going to be, especially for next year, because there'll be a lot of stuff I think added in for next year.
So if parents have questions, what's the best way to get them answered about IB?
Best way, they can go on our website. We all have underneath our schools a specific website to explain IB. I put all my training programs on the website, so if they want to jump ahead before I hit them with the training, they can go and look at the website.
All right, anything else you would like to add about what IB is? All right, program we're looking forward to watching grow here in the district and learn more about the primary middle school years. But we'll also be looking at Richwoods, which is expanding their program as well, and we'll have that interview with Travis Bowlby, the IB coordinator, coming up. Well, from the primary and middle school years to the high school level, District 150 is hoping to make the IB program available to all students in the district, as we talked about with our primary and middle school IB coordinators. Now we make the transition to the high school, where, of course, Richwoods High School has had the IB program for about 10 years now. New this year is the IB coordinator with the retirement of Mrs. Zimmerman. Travis Bowlby has stepped into that role. And Travis, you're looking to bring some changes and really step up the IB program here at Richwoods. Talk a little bit about what at the high school level, it's quite a bit more of a rigorous program for students.
Oh, definitely. At this level, it's really more of a preparatory program for college. Of course, there's the tangible benefits of receiving college credit before you graduate from high school, which is nice, but also the intangibles of just simply being prepared for life at some of the highest level colleges and universities in the United States or the world. And we've had graduates here in the last couple of years that have gone to Harvard, Princeton, U.S. Military Academy, and some others. I had a girl that went to the American University in Beirut, Lebanon. So there really is an international element there, because one of the hallmarks of the IB diploma program is that you can transfer essentially to anywhere in the world. We had a student whose family moved back to Egypt this year. She was a junior in the diploma program last year, and it's a pretty seamless transition. Now she's at her senior year at IB school in Egypt.
There seems to be a perception at the high school level that IB just takes up all of your time, and it is so rigorous that you can't really do much. Explain what the IB program consists of for students, what differences they see, and do they participate in other activities?
Oh, well, first of all, yeah, that's just a complete fallacy. I mean, there couldn't be any less of a truth to that. I mean, if you look, say, at our senior diploma class right now. For example, we have one of the students is the leader of the Madrigals. That's the vocal music group here at Richwoods, the captain of the girls swim team, soccer players, cross-country runners. I mean, you name it, and they're involved in it. So that couldn't be any more of a misconception. I mean, certainly it is a rigorous course of study, but these kids are involved in just any activity that you can think of that we have here. Student council president, I failed to mention that. The student council president is also a diploma student. And there is ample opportunity for students to participate in all the activities that we offer here at Richwoods. In fact, one of the things that all IB diploma students are required to do is to complete roughly 150 hours of what we call CAS. Stands for Creativity, Action, and Service, and they're able to incorporate many of the activities that they're already involved in with some other things that they would do, going out and volunteering in the community. And I try as best as I can to present them with whatever opportunities are out there. Just this last Sunday, we had about a dozen IB students from the pre-IB freshmen all the way up to seniors that volunteered at Bark in the Park. Had some kids that volunteered at World Fest downtown in early September. That we had a landscaping day over the summer, so there's just opportunities for them to express themselves through action, creativity, and service, and just about any respect that you could think of.
So on top of the community service and those projects, if I'm an incoming freshman or a middle school student and I'm considering IB, I think I have what it takes. After the application, what am I going to do differently in high school?
What are you going to do differently? Well, there really is no pre-IB program per se. At the 9th and 10th grade levels, those pre-IB track students would take a preparatory course of study, enriched level English, math classes, depending on where they test in. Could be anywhere from Algebra 1, 2, Geometry, Algebra 3, 4. They'll take an enriched biology class their freshman year. We offer pre-IB government and economics, which is generally taken by seniors, and the freshmen get that out of the way their freshman year. And their sophomore year, they'd be in many of the same enriched classes, really to prepare them for the rigors that they'll face in the IB diploma program, which starts their junior year. But of course, again, just like any other enriched student, I mean, there's going to be opportunities for extracurriculars and those other things.
Sure. So once I get into my junior and senior year, I'm taking the IB classes aimed for the students in the program. Is it just the same concept as the primary middle school years about the whole learner?
Oh, you bet. It is a holistic approach. Unlike other accelerated programs, AP or dual credit or what have you, the IB program is a whole program. It's not designed to be taken piecemeal, disconnected, class here, class there. The IB model is a hexagon where you have 6 different sides. Each side represents a subject area. You'll take one class from each of those 6 subject areas. We have what are called higher level classes and standard level. You take 3 higher level and 3 standard level in whatever combination of the 6. In the higher level, just denotes that there's more hours involved of teaching. 250 hours are generally taught over 2 years, whereas a standard level class just involves fewer hours taught over 1 year. So really looking at a student schedule, there are even opportunities for electives. I think looking at some schedules now, for some seniors next year, they're going to have 3 elective classes in addition to all their IB requirements too. So they can take an art class or a music class or journalism or mass media or any of the other classes that we offer here. So there really is an opportunity for them to develop as a whole well-rounded student.
And you hit on it a little bit earlier, but as I'm looking to graduate high school, and I've been a member of the diploma program for IB, I graduate with that IB diploma. What benefits are there for me as I prepare to go to college?
Well, to begin with, the first thing I guess I could say is in talking to a couple of admissions officers. Last week we had Butler and the University of Missouri here last Thursday, I believe, and I went down and talked to both admissions officers down in the counselor's office, and they said to me, yes, an IB diploma student certainly has a leg up on admissions. They will look at an IB diploma student very differently than a student in any other course of study because they recognize the rigor and just what the work that we do in the IB diploma program, and they do stick out, they set themselves apart. That's to get you into college. Of course, when you're already accepted, then you have oftentimes many credits that you enter with.